students, let us start our next chapter, that is chapter 5, line and angles. I hope you understand chapter 4, simple equations. Now start the basics of the lines and angles. First we understand all the concepts of lines and then angles. So students, let us start with the mind map of the lines and the angles. First, in the introduction, first we will discuss the introduction of the lines and the angles. In introduction, we will discuss about lines, about line segment, and next are the basic angles. Alright, and then after basic angles, we then discuss about the related angles. Related angles, in which we discuss about complementary angles, supplementary angles, adjacent angles, linear angles, vertically opposite angles, and all we have to discuss with the lines. How these angles we can form, what are the relation between angles. So first of all we discuss line segments, its definition, basic properties, and after that angles and their basic properties, and after that related angles and their basic properties. After that we will discuss about the intersecting lines, then transversal lines. After that we discuss angle made by transversal line. So in this case we discuss about lines and the angles both properties. After that we will discuss about the transversal of the parallel lines. And the last, checking of the parallel lines, that lines are parallel or not on the basis of property of the transversal line. This all we have to discuss in this chapter. Step by step we will discuss. Then bounded, parallel lines, point, ray, vertex. These are the basic concepts that how the lines can be formed, and this is the basic diagram of lines and angles which you must understand step by step. After discussion about the lines and the angles, now when we discuss about the transversal line, we will discuss about this diagram. This is the basic and very important diagram of the lines and the angles. So first of all we discuss lines, line segments, then angles, basic angles. After that related angles, complementary angles, supplementary angle, adjacent angles, linear angles, vertically opposite angles. In these angles few already we know in the 6th class, and next we will discuss. And in the pair of lines, intersecting line, transversal line, parallel lines, angles made by lines, and their checking of parallel lines and so on. So these are the basic concepts. This is the mind map of this chapter. You must draw this mind map when we start this chapter on the notebook.
Introduction. Look at this table. Its edges represent line segments. Do you know the difference between the line segment, a line, and a ray? A line segment has two end points. Line has no end point, and a ray has one end point. Do you know how we will denote a line segment, a line, and a ray?
So student, as you know very well what is a line segment. When we draw a line segment, we are not going to show the arrow in both the sides. 2 points we have to represent for the line segment. Alright, for the line we must represent 2 arrow because it is up to infinity in both the sides. Alright, no fixed point at the ends. Now in ray has one fixed point and another is not fixed point, that up to infinity. Ray may be in both the directions. So this is about the line segment, line and ray.
A line segment is represented by a single overbar with no arrowheads over the letters, representing the two end points. A line is denoted as overbar with arrowheads at each end over two letters corresponding to points on the line. A single overhead overbar is used to denote a ray. If two line segments or rays meet at a common point, then an angle is formed. Now, let's watch the following animation to know more about the angles.
Whenever two lines or edges meet, an angle is formed between them. In our day-to-day life, we see formation of an angle in various situations, like the angle between the pole and the ground, the angle between the wall and the door, the angle between the hands of a clock, the angle between the line of the ball's motion and the edge of the cushion, the angle between the ground and the direction of the ball, etc. An angle is made up of two arms, which meet at a point called the vertex. The size of the angle is measured by the amount of turning or rotation from one arm to the other. Let us classify angles according to their sizes. One complete turn means a complete angle or a revolution. A half turn means a straight angle. 1/4 turn means a right angle. This small square indicates a right angle. Less than 1/4 turn means an acute angle. Between 1/4 turn and half turn means an obtuse angle. And between half turn and one complete turn means a reflex angle. In order to accurately find the size or measure of an angle, we need a unit of measurement. The unit we will use is the degree. It was decided that there would be 360 degrees in a full turn. 360 was probably chosen because it can be divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 and 15 to give whole number answers. So a complete angle or a revolution will measure 360 degrees. This small circle is used to indicate degrees and saves us writing the full word. A straight angle or half turn will measure half of 360 degrees or 180 degrees. A right angle or quarter turn will measure 1/4 of 360 degrees or 90 degrees. An acute angle will measure between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. An obtuse angle will measure between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. A reflex angle will measure between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. In order to measure angles, we use a measuring device called a protractor with tiny 1 degree markings on it. The angle at Q is written as angle PQR or angle RQP. Notice that Q is in the middle. This method of writing angles is called three-point notations. Three-point notations is essential to indicate exactly which angle we are talking about. If we say the angle at D, we could be referring to angle ADB, angle ADC or angle BDC.
So students, these are the basic angles. These we have already studied in previous classes, that a revolutionary angle or a complete angle is 360 degree, or one complete circle or turn is known as 360 degree. And next is the straight angle, that is 180 degree. Alright, next is the right angle, that is 90 degree angle. So 1/4 turn, that is 90 degree. Next is the acute angle between 0 to 90, or we can say 1/4 turn is known as acute angle, less than 90 degree between 0 to 90. And what about obtuse? From 90 to 180 degree we get the obtuse angles, and that is between 1/4 and half turn. So this is the half turn and this is the 1/4 turn. Between these two we get the obtuse angles. And next are the reflex angle. Reflex angle are greater than 180 degree between half and one turn. Half means 180 and one turn means 360 degree. So that is called the reflex angles. So these angles we already studied in previous classes. Now in this class we study more about the other related angles.
Here are the related angles about which we will discuss in the following animation.
So these are the related angles which we discuss in this class. First is the complementary angle. Next is the supplementary angle. Next are the adjacent angles. Next are the linear pairs. Which two angles act as linear pairs? Next are the vertically opposite angles. So let us understand the definition or the basic properties of these angles.
Let us now study related angles. Sometimes we can have two angles that are connected to each other. Here we are talking about complementary and supplementary angles. Complementary angles are a pair of angles whose sum is 90 degrees. In all these sets of angles, you can notice that the sum of angles is equal to 90 degrees. So, all these sets of angles are complementary angles. If you look closely, you will observe that the hands of a clock and the picture frame are forming complementary angles. On the other hand, when the sum of the measures of two angles is 180 degrees, the angles are called supplementary angles. Let's look at an example. In all these sets of angles, you can notice that two angles together form a straight line and the sum of angles is equal to 180 degrees. So all these sets of angles are supplementary angles. Notice that the lines drawn on tennis court are right angles. Two right angles are equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, it is a good example of supplementary angles. Now check out these two angles. Here, point O is the common vertex and side OC is the common arm, whereas OA and OB are the non-common arms. So, we call angle 1 and angle 2 as adjacent angles. And if a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common sides lie opposite to each other at an angle of 180 degrees is called a linear pair. Next is vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are the angles that are opposite to each other. The interesting thing is, vertically opposite angles are equal. Can you identify vertically opposite angles in this table, fam? It is very easy. Angles 1, 2 and angles 3, 4 are two pairs of vertically opposite angles. So children, angles are all around us. We can classify them according to the size and measure them in degrees.
So, students, what we will discuss about lines, which we know very well. A line segment has two endpoints. That is the definition of a line segment. Second, a ray has only one endpoint. That is called one. In any side, there is only one starting, or we can say one point, and in the another side, it is move up to infinity. Next, a line has no end point. A line is extension of actually a line segment, and it extended towards both the side up to infinity. So a line has no end point on the either side. Next, An angle is formed when two lines or rays or line segment meet with each other on a common point. Then only we can say an angle is formed. Next we have discussed few basic angles like acute angle, obtuse angle, like angle of right angle, or complete angle, that we have already studied in previous classes and we will have already discussed. And next are the related angle. In related angle, two complementary angles. So two angles are complementary when their measure added up to 90 degree, means their addition is equal to 90 degree. For example, if we take two angles 45 then their addition is 90 degree. They are complementary. Next, two supplementary angles whose measure add up to 180 degree. These are the condition for these pair of angles. So when two angles are supplementary, their addition must be 180 degree. For example, 90 plus 90, 180 degree. Then two 90 degree angle is called a pair of supplementary angles. Next, two adjacent angles. Adjacent angle have a common vertex, that is their starting point is common, and a common arm but no common interior. Common arm means one ray is common because they have a starting point, so we get a ray. One ray common only, then we can say they are adjacent angles. So for the adjacent angle, it is important that their one ray must be common, one arm must be common. Next, linear pair. Next are the linear pair. So adjacent and supplementary. In such a pairs, linear pairs are two angles of what kind? What is the condition on those two angles? They are adjacent, means they have common arm, and they are supplementary. They have common arm between them, but they are supplementary, means their total addition is equal to 180 degree. Alright, so these are the condition. You must note it down in the notebook related to these given angles. Now, let us understand these conditions with the help of few examples.
Let us find the correct answer for the given question. If the sum of measures of two angles is 180 degrees, then the angles are called A. Complementary angles, B. Supplementary angles, C. Adjacent angles, D. Linear pair.
So students, understand the question. If the sum of measure of two angle is 180 degree, the angles are called, as I told you about the definition of the supplementary angle, in which if the sum of two angles is 180 degree, the answer is supplementary angle. And if sum of measure is 90 degree, then angles are complementary angle. So in this question, our correct answer is the supplementary angle.
To understand the concept of related angles, let's work out an example. Road 1 and Road 2 cross each other at point O as shown in the figure given below. Find the missing angle. Solution. Angle AOB and angle COD are equal as they are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, angle COD is equal to angle AOB, which is equal to 45 degrees. Here is another example. Two arrows, M and N, touch the ground at the same point P, as shown in figure below. If X and Y are complementary angles, then find the value of X degrees and Y degrees. Solution. Observe the given figure. Here, angle RPD plus angle DPC plus angle CPS is equal to 180 degrees. By substituting the value, we get the value of Y as 40 degrees. Name it as equation 1. Now, X and Y are complementary angles. Therefore, their sum is equal to 90 degrees. From here, we get the equation 2. On solving the equation 1 and 2, we get the value of X as 50 degrees. Thus, X is equal to 50 degrees and Y is equal to 40 degrees.
So student, I hope you understand the basic angles and the related angles. Tomorrow we will discuss few more examples of angles and further the line.